This is Chayah Shalom, and I just wanted to interview one of my fellow people that's in one of the chat groups that I have, and we were talking about some of the things that we are dealing with regarding bill pay and our securities and things like that. So, being that he's here and I'm here, we're going to record this because I think there might be some things of value that he's got to say, and I might be able to chime in a little something myself. But should I call you Ted? We'll have a little TED talk right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, all right.
This is a TED talk. All right. So what were you saying? It's so important.
And everything we make off. uh, we were talking about how frustrated we've been with quote unquote gurus who they sell you the smell of freedom and the smell of financial independence and being able to reclaim your quote unquote securities and to be able to have the freedom, the birthright that was supposedly was quote unquote stolen from us by the corporation. They sell you the smell of it, and some of us have been taken for a financial ride,
Yeah.
and our out monies. And then when we ask questions, they drop us and they ghost us, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not, and I can tell I've seen some of your YouTube videos before, how you're reading this stuff and trying to figure it out. And apparently that's what we have to do, because the people that are trying to tell us that they know the stuff, they don't apparently know any more than we do. It's like they're reading and trying to figure it out. I don't have a problem, right off the bat. I have no problem with giving somebody an honorarium, a tip, a wage for their work, for what they've done. No problem with that at all. I find that that's what we should be doing. If somebody is giving you value, then return value to them, possibly in the form of Federal Reserve notes. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to ask for Federal Reserve notes, as a guru, when somebody comes to you with an intelligent question, you have to be able to answer that question. Or if you're as knowledgeable as you sold when you quote unquote sold us your package, then you ought to be able to go and do the research and come back with an answer. I don't care if it takes you 2 weeks. Come back with a logical answer to a valid question, instead of just ghosting us or getting angry. My guru got angry and snippy and just cut me off, which is fine. All I asked was basic UCC questions.
Mm-hmm. I had the same experience.
I have a basic UCC question about the UCC3. There are a lot of people out there with this secured party creditor process talking about the UCC1s and the living man and the all caps name and all that. And then they say, once you've done all the work to get the UCC1, then you make the assignment to somebody else on a UCC3. Now, from what I studied about the UCC and how it works, you have to have the attachment of a security interest first, which is a security agreement or a contract of some kind.
Okay.
That's the attachment. The perfection of the security interest is performed through the notice in the public on a UCC1. Attachment and perfection of a security interest. And I learned that from the lawyers. And I learned what to put in the collateral box from what they post online for free, because there are lawyers who specialize in contract law and UCC filings and all this. And on their homepages, they have links to articles that they've written themselves that tell you how their law firm is better choice for you to give them your money so that they can do it right. And they talk about why, and they argue with other lawyers about what should be in the collateral box. But I never heard any of them talk about doing a UCC3 and making an assignment of the lien interest which you gained on the UCC1 to anybody else to operate on your behalf.
Yeah.
There's lots of people saying that,
Right.
but I'm thinking that they are agents. They are somebody looking to throw you off track, because if you have your RV, now you've got a contract with yourself. The RV belongs to you. You filed a UCC1 and your RV is listed as collateral on the UCC1. Now, if you do a UCC3,
I know.
I'm in New York, and when you go on and do the UCC3, it asks you for the file number for the UCC1 to which it refers. And when you make an assignment, you can do full or partial. A full assignment on a UCC3, if your collateral is your RV, if you make an assignment to me for the RV, I can do whatever I want with that RV because the right title and interest now belongs to me completely. And I'm not controlling it on your behalf. Once you make the assignment on a UCC3, I don't care what you have to say because it is now my property because I am the holder in due course. That's the way I understand the UCC3.
That's what it
If
looked like.
that's not true, then I'll read.
That's what it looked like to me as
It's
well.
what it looks like.
I had gotten a tip from a little person, and she had said something about that, and I'm like, so wait 1 second here. I already have a UCC1 filed over there in New York, even though I'm in California. And it has, you know, the addendum and the UCC3 of my RV, my trailer, my car. I put those physical things not knowing, but I have a feeling that it's really supposed to be all of our accounts, like from Edison and Verizon and those kind of things. Now, those would be the ones that I would rather assign to them, you know, the Edison bill or whatever.
Okay, now
be assigning
I
my
have a question for you.
stuff. Yeah.
I have a question for you. All right, say your Edison bill. In order to get the Edison service to start with, you had to have some kind of contract with them. You had to give them a name, an address, and a social security number.
Yeah.
Your social security number had to be created from something. There has to be evidence of an estate that social security number is attached to. They won't set you up Edison service without having a social security number to give them.
Right. I know. I tried
Or
it.
you got to go find somebody else with a social
But I
security,
had to
right?
tell them, I had to tell them it is a federal offense for you to compel me of the social security number. And they go, well, we'll do it another way then. Can you send us a picture of your passport and your driver's license? I'm like, well, those things are attached to the social security too. Hello.
Right.
So I just went ahead and I thought, well, I need electricity, so I'll go ahead. I'll send them the social security card and the passport. And then it's their account that they're creating using my permission or whatever. And I was thinking that account number right there is one I think that's supposed to go on the UCC. I didn't know that I wanted to start a UCC1 all over again. Are we supposed to do that in our county? That because the other one that I have for my trust is in New York. That I had some, you know, diamond package dude that, you know, basically just filed all that stuff for me, and then he dropped me when I asked a tax question and didn't even teach me. Just read Carl Weiss's trust manual. Okay, well, it's so boring and I'm falling asleep. That's why I started my whole channel, is to start to read that because it was so scary because I didn't know all the definitions and stuff, you know. But yeah, I got to get back on that. The more I listen to my own self read, I start to understand better, because when I have to deal with people cussing and screaming and yelling, or like a Patrick Devine person doing that, it kind of like does something to me. I don't know. It dysregulates me and my brain goes into trauma and I can't think properly. I figured, what wonderful, beautiful voice that I have of myself that I love to hear. And everybody probably likes to hear their own voice. I'm going to just read what I need to read without cussing and yelling and screaming and abuse. And then when I'm getting ready to go sleep, I'll listen to it again and maybe I'll understand a little bit more and I can just keep rewinding and hearing it. But I don't think that's a bad idea. I have to do that for myself just so I can comprehend. Because sometimes I'm reading something that's brand new. I don't even understand what I'm reading. I have to read it like 3 times over the sentence. I'm like, okay, we got to look at that word because I don't know what that means right there. Assignment. what does that mean? You know, that type of stuff. But that's kind of how I've been surviving in the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing that for myself and for other people. I figured, hey, I got to read it and I'm going to forget what I read anyway. So I might as well record it, put it on YouTube, and then just, you know, at my leisure, listen to myself read and make myself fall asleep all the time. But I mean, you know, I got to get it in there.
And I want to thank you for that, because as you can see, I'm a truck driver. I'm just sitting here in the parking lot now, but I can't read a book while I'm going down the road, right? I can't read Weiss' concise trustee handbook going down the road, but I can throw a YouTube video on, toss the phone in the cup holder, sit there with an earphone in one ear, so I can still hear, you know, emergency vehicles with the other, and go down the road and listen to you read. So I want to thank you for doing that and putting it out on YouTube. So, you know, the rest of us, you know, you may think, well, I'm just doing this for myself. I've listened to your videos going down the road. I didn't know from this chat when I signed into this, I didn't know who I was, you know, logging into Zoom with. But immediately when I saw you on camera, I recognized you because I've seen this situation in this same, you know what I mean? I could see your trailer behind your RV behind you. So I knew exactly who I was tuning into, which is cool.
Good. Hopefully I will never make you fall asleep with my voice, and then, you know, bad things could happen while you're driving.
Well, that's what the coffee's for. So I'm all set.
Good, yeah. Well, I'm just so thankful that there are groups, and I do have a Reconnaissance study group on Messenger and Telegram. I haven't exactly been able to be on there all the time, but there's other people on there so that they can help each other, because I'm not the queen or nothing. I just make the forum so that people can connect, because, you know, I try to talk to my customers about it, or I try to talk to my family about it, and their eyeballs roll back in their head and they don't even get it. So I figure, well,
Right.
gotta have some people that we can talk about this to, because we're not crazy. We already know. We've read stuff and they haven't read it.
No.
So I figured,
Yeah.
might as well just, I'll be the hostess and make the place available. Being that I don't have my place anymore, this is my place. I can't really have a bunch of people here, so I might as well just do that the internet land. And then those people can go to those groups. Reconnaissance study group. Reconnaissance is a military term that says, let's go back over enemy territory and bring back all the stuff that belongs to us. So we got to do a study group. That means we're read and do some studying. So I've been trying to read stuff. And then when I get with some of the people, sometimes they DM me or, you know, direct message me, and I have to help them put out fires. But a lot of times when I'm helping them, I forget about my own stuff. And I got a couple of things that, you know, need to be taken care of. The electricity bill. I'm hooked up to a generator right now. Because I don't have electricity. But this is amazing technology. Wow. Somehow we're hooked up somehow, but yeah, I'm just trying to do what I can with what I have and my little bit of knowledge of what I've read. But yeah, there are a lot of tricksters out there and sneaky people. I don't really want to have to pay somebody when I know in order for me to do it right, I have to know this. I have to be able to stand on what I know. So I need to do it right. And that's why I just developed a study group, the Reconnaissance study group, so that if somebody throws a document in there, we can read it, try to talk about it. And I have a whole bunch of documents people have sent me on my computer, but it's overwhelming how many things I get sent. And don't even ask me to email anybody a copy, because I'm just saying, I get so many emails just from, you know, your hair looks weird today or something. I'm like, you know, I don't have time for all that stuff. I don't care. I don't care.
No.
I just want remedy. I want the people to have remedy. And I want to do everything right so that it can be smooth. It can operate smoothly. But there are some people that do have a little bit more knowledge and have actually read. And it is important for us to each one teach one, or have a mentor, or have somebody that, you know, has already gone through the fire and came out unscathed. So I do have one funny video. I called it the highway solicitation of free to go, ma'am. It is dealing with the policeman. But, you know, when they pulled me over with the car that I just bought from some crook guy that oversold it to me. But there's so many different issues just in that. You got to have your UCC3 of the car so that they don't go and tow it away. And then no plates, no insurance, no driver's license. These things have to be addressed, all of them. And then how to conduct yourself before they try to tow your car away. And then you end up having to pay for it with some tow place that doesn't even have, what do they call that? A license for whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called right now. I don't know. When they can take it away. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. But, you know, I'm a normal, regular human being, and sometimes I get brain fog. Sometimes I get so many things on the fire that, you know, my tortilla is burning while I'm trying to make a steak and blah, blah, blah. I know it's just an analogy. I'm trying to be silly. But the thing is that I need help just like everybody. And everyone's always asking me, help me, help me. I can help you with maybe writing a letter, because I did that in the military. I know how to type. But when I have to do all my brain work and energy into putting in that letter, and, you know, and you abuse me or treat me wrong, what is it? What's in it for me? You know, it's almost like I have to give my work as unto the Lord and allow him, the Lord, to recompense me, because the people in my area, they don't get this. And I go and help them, and I go out of my way to babysit their animals or take them to the airport or this or that. And they take advantage. And I think that there might be something with me that I need help with on my own boundaries, because I feel compassion for them and I want to help them. But then they're abusive and they don't take care of me. They don't reciprocate. So I kind of wanted to have a place where there's adult, mature, the age of majority type of people, not these little peon slave people that, mommy, change my diaper, it stinks. I need to have adult people that want to do some work and want to do some study and want to do some reading and can put back into me what I've put into them. So that's why I created the Reconnaissance study group, so that, you know, and I'm in a few other study groups too. But if people can put into me, I will gladly put back into them, you know, and reciprocate. So I'm going to be going on Mansa Mahatha 888 on his consumer law thing this Sunday. Hopefully I'll have enough, you know, bandwidth with my internet so I can attend to the class that I only had to pay $50 for that. That was awesome. I'm special. Everybody can get on there too right now. And next Sunday, $50. Just saying. But, you know, the more I think that we learn and community, help each other, each one teach one, hold one another's hand, help one another through the fire, I think we might be able to get somewhere. I'm hoping. That's maybe my gift of faith. I don't know. But I got to try to stay positive. I got to protect myself and protect my heart and walk the dogs a lot, because it's ground and all that fun stuff. Take your shoes off on the grass, because this stuff is stressful. When you find out you're a free range slave and that you're owned probably by the Vatican and whatever, and then they're just like, you know, doing warfare on the people and killing people left and right. That should be trauma stuff right there. People should know that they should have trauma right now. And if they don't have trauma, then then they don't know what's going on. They don't know what time it is. You know, because there's a lot of crazy stuff. Lahaina with that energy weapon, direct energy weapon thing going on. They're taking all those people to jail because they're living on the beach now. It's crazy stuff. They don't care about people. They just want to do a land grab. And they want to do the same thing with us too. I have a feeling that these electricity bills, when I looked up on the sec.gov, and I looked up Southern California Edison. When I saw it was mortgage-backed securities, I'm like, how does that mean that when people sign up for their house to get electricity, that they have agreed to be the stock holder and not really know, but when we pay those bills, if we don't pay them, can they put a lien on the house? Is that how they're doing it? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So these little Zooms that I have are only like 30 minutes because I'm not going to pay them. We got like nine minutes. If you have anything really important to say, I would like to hear it because I'm just going to chit chat my whole Zoom away. I appreciate you being here, by the way.
All right. So what were you saying about the mortgage-backed securities that you found on the SEC website or the SEC filings for your utility company?
Yeah.
Now, I can't prove this and I don't know where to go and see it, but I heard somebody saying that they call them mortgage-backed securities, but technically they are estate-backed securities
Oh, so that's
because your social security number is
yeah.
attached to your estate.
Oh,
It's
oh,
just a changing of the wording.
like
It's
an
technically
agricultural lien.
estate-backed securities, but they call them.
So we're the agriculture. We're the beast, the cow.
Yes.
We are the property.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
And the birth certificate is merely evidence of that property. So they're just shuffling around the paperwork. And we're out here. I like what you said, but I had never heard it expressed that way. We're free range slaves. I get that we're slaves, but it had never dawned on me that yeah, we're free range slaves. We can go where we want and do what we want to do up to a point.
With our paperwork.
You know, we like when you're driving your yeah, if you got all the things in order that they want you to have, then you're okay. But if you don't have the license or you don't have the registration or you don't have the insurance or whatever on the car, well then you just got to the end of the fence when he pulled you over with the lights. Now you know where your fence is.
Well, you better have a UCC one.
You were free until you got to the end of
You better
it.
have a
Yeah.
UCC one. And I did my thing
But
online that particular day. I did it online and I printed it out and I put it in my car. And thank God I had that with me as my proof and evidence. And then when he asked me, if you looked at the video, it's funny. It's called the Highway Solicitation of Free to Go, ma'am. That would be me. Free to go, ma'am. But
yeah.
he says, do you have that UCC one? Do you have that? I go, yeah, here it is. Boom. He's, oh, well, what happened to that other ticket when you got in an accident? I go, yeah, I sent that to the Secretary of State and the courts couldn't find it. So, because that happened out here, right? I go, yeah. But I sent notices and they got rid of it. It went bye-bye. So I didn't have to go to court for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there might be like I signed up for the service thing to check my background or whatever check and all that. Like I have 7 days. Is it the 17th? Oh no, 17th it ends. I gotta cancel that. But they're letting me know that there's breaches on passwords. I'm like, I'm not asking about that. I want to know if someone's trying to sue me, like putting a lien on me or something like that. You know, if these hidden things behind me, I want to know about that kind of stuff, not your silly little, oh, breach, change your password. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for that service. Stupid. But yeah, I did go on Treasury Direct and I went on that savings bond calculator and I put the VIN number of the car, you know, that metal number that's on the window. I put that and when the car was made. And then I even put the license plate and when that first owner bought it. And I see that that stuff is on there. I put the driver's license that I used to have because I turned it in 2019. There's 26,000 bucks on that driver's license. So I have a feeling that driver's license has a black thing in the back, like a credit card. Whoop. That those people, I don't know, the cops or whoever, they just run our credit cards because these plates and these little cards, they're credit cards for open-ended credit. And, I want to
Mm-hmm.
get the title, the interest, the dividends. And I sent a letter to that Edison trustee person, and they said, oh, wait, it's another office you have to go to. It's another one. And like they got hither swarms of offices, like it says is it the Constitution or something like that? They are complaining about there's hither swarms of officers. But they're hiding
Yeah.
everything. They do this assignment thing and they put it somewhere else where we don't know. But if I guess we're supposed to read that contract, even though I called on the phone. I didn't get any contract. I just called on the phone. But the things that they send us in the mail, we have to pay attention because it said, oh, your account is now over with the clean green energy something. Okay, so maybe I needed to address those people. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm seeing the pattern that it's happening with the houses and the cars and the Edison. It's probably happening with everything in that same way. So I don't know. Is that UCC stuff? Because I was reading some UCC 9406. It says it has to have a signature in order for it to be a true bill. And I was telling that to the people at Edison, and they're like, yeah, this is the form of payment that we just don't accept. I'm like, well, give it to the trustee. He'll know what to do with it. But they didn't assign it, or they didn't put it towards my account. And because I'm not, what's it called, in a house or
Mm-hmm.
residential, I'm agricultural. That pole is a AG pole. They go ahead and shut that one off. That's what they did because I'm not in a house. So in order to be in a house, you got your
Mm-hmm.
resident, which means resident is your res. You're the property. You're the property. So apparently I must be not property. So that's fine. I don't want to be a thing anyways. I don't want to be nobody's property. But yeah, I still don't know. As a trustee of my trust, that's my beneficiary of my children, I still don't know how to get the, what is it called? Values for the certificates. I guess I might have to get a brokerage account or something like that and try to see if those people can. I don't know. I don't know. That's the part I don't know. I need to learn that part to fund my trust. Then I'm supposed to be discharging debt. That would be the 1099 A and C, I think. But I don't even do the taxes, so I'm just saying. If I don't do the taxes, then I'm never going to get my money back. You know?
Right. Because they've done the accounting. You have to make the claim somehow.
Mm-hmm. But if you, and I would have to do a 1041, not a 1040, because I got the trust going. But I don't know
For the trust, yes.
how to operate
Yep.
yet. So I'm going to have to start getting back to reading that Carl Weiss's trust book. So I'll probably start doing that. I need to know how to operate as a executive.
Now I've got something to throw out there for you to think about
Okay.
as you're thinking about this trust and how to operate it. Now, if you have a trust set up, whatever property you put into the trust becomes trust res.
Yeah.
So that's how you fund a trust. So you've got $100,000 sitting in a tin can out behind your RV. If you go to a bank that you have a trust, your trust has an account set up at that bank, and you deposit, I know what the word deposit means, but you put the $100,000 in that trust account at that bank, that becomes trust property, right? Because your EIN for your trust is tied to that bank account. If you would title your RV in the name of the trust, it becomes trust property, the res. So that's how you put value into a trust. I don't understand what you were saying about these trust certificates, because if you have a trust, you're the one that would be issuing trust certificates. Just because you have this paper that says trust certificate, you don't have any investors. From an investment standpoint, if you have a trust certificate and I want to invest in your trust, then I would give you a certain sum of money and you give me a certain share of certificates in exchange. Now,
They're
if
bonds.
your trust has no value, your trust certificates have no value.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a bond. Who issued it and what is it backed by? What
All good
is
faith and
surety for the bond?
faith